Welcome to January. This is Real Talk Kim. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining today. I am so thankful for you. I'm thankful for everybody starting this new year, man. I've got so much gratefulness in my heart, so much gratitude for you, for my incredible church, Limitless Church, that I'm so privileged to get to pastor, to be the coach at my RTK Inner Circle. For all of you that support this ministry, subscribe, shop in my RTK style store. I love you so much, and I am full of gratitude. We have started the masterclass, and it's not too late for you to get in. You can go to realtalkkim.com, join my first of the year masterclass. It is 5 weeks of intensive growth for you. I believe that God has put an anointing on my life to help you walk in your destiny. I am a purpose pusher. I'm a hope dealer, and I'm going to help you shake your hell. And so you can go right now to realtalkkim.com. Find out all you want to know about me. You can also shop in my store. I've got an incredible store, rtkstyle.com. You can join my inner circle by going to innercircle.realtalkkim.com, or you can just go to realtalkkim.com and sign up there. Y'all, today I am so excited. I have the bestest person ever in my life, my best friend, the greatest gift God gave me in 2023. This was like pulling teeth to get this sweet man to come on this podcast with me, because if y'all know anything about him, and you do, because I just drip him all throughout my social media, you know that he is chill, he's calm, he's the reason I got so much joy. You know, it's so funny because in 2023, in January, I started really working out, and never dreamed that I was going to meet this sweet man in March, and his passion was working out and staying fit, and it was because God was preparing me to be his best friend. And when I tell y'all all been talking about my glow up. Like, I glowed all the way up in 2023. And it's because God brought somebody in my life that loves me like Christ loves the church. Like, y'all know my story with relationships. You know that I definitely did not have a good track record. And I really started working on myself in the last 3 years, and really started learning how to cook, working out. And then I met this sweet man, and my soft girl air came all the way on. And so he's coming on with me today. Surprise! This is definitely my favorite guest that I've ever had on this show. And I can't wait to chop it up with him and just talk about how we are doing and how loving each other right has really done wonders in my life. And we're going to see if it did his. So listen, go right now, and I know it did, go to realtalkkim.com, go ahead and shop, go get in my RTK Inner Circle, join my masterclass, buy the masterclass for one of your friends. You're not too late. You get to go back and watch all the videos over and over and over again. So make sure you join that masterclass. It is like, y'all, it's better than a Louis bag. I'm telling you, it's going to set you free and get you on the right path to having what I got and having the blessings that God has for you, all of them. So make sure that right now you subscribe to wherever you're watching this video from. Go subscribe. YouTube, my YouTube channel is Real Talk Kim. Subscribe. Spotify, Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Google Play Podcast, Podbean Podcast, iHeartRadio Podcast. Subscribe. Share this with your followers, and leave me a great comment. Leave me a great review, because you love me. And if you're ever in Atlanta, make sure you visit this incredible church that I get to stand in the pulpit and love people back to life every week with my incredible staff. 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. Every Sunday, 10 and 11:30. Y'all, we had an incredible retreat. You missed it, but you don't have to miss the next one, which is June 2024. 24, you want to be in the building. All right. Also, I want to give a big old shout out to my producer, the man that comes in and does all these podcasts with me. I never mention his name, but y'all all know who he is in the background. Manson. He is just kicking butt with me on this podcast, and I'm so, so thankful. So, y'all, I'm throwing it to a break. When you come back, you get ready for lots of ooey gooey love talk. See you in a minute. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, we're in 2024, and I keep saying, soar in 24. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm doing. I am soaring into 24, and so can you. I love the fact that at 51 years old, I have gotten to a place where I don't give up because of rejection. I don't give up because of no's. I don't give up because of hard times. And y'all, I know that it is because I have people in my life like BetterHelp that helps you find your strengths so you can ditch the extreme resolutions and you can make changes that really, really stick. You know, I love therapy because when I was walking through so many changes, y'all know I'm a preacher's kid and I'm the first billionaire in my family. I'm prophesying it. I'm the first one that's written books. I'm the first one that's done a lot of things that no one else in my family could show me the way on. And I have a handful of people that are my therapists that I go to, that I speak to, spiritual advisors, spiritual coverings. And I want to offer this to you today. If you are thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So all you have to do is just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional change. So if it doesn't work, you can switch your therapist. But I highly advise you need Jesus and therapy. Listen to me. Go right now. Go right this second. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit betterhelp.com/RTK today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/RTK. We got way too much to lose to stay stuck. Hey, everybody. Listen, you know I'm going to talk about a little baby love voice right now because look who I have with me. My sweet honey. Baby, thank you for coming on with me.
Peace and grace. I'm glad to be here with you.
Y'all, listen to me. It was like pulling teeth to finally get him to do this with me. And thank you.
Well, I feel like I got a tranquilizer and stuff. I'm here.
Y'all, listen. So it's so funny because y'all have watched our relationship. I mean, we're almost coming up on a year in a couple of months. And it's so funny because for the first 6 months, I remember you kept telling me, so when we first met, it was around Easter-ish, and I remember...
It was March the 26th or the 27th.
Look at him! It was March 26th, and... you were like, you know, let's just focus on, like you came in and you were like, we're just going to focus on ourselves. We're gonna build each other. You got a book coming out. We don't want to lose focus. And so we really were very private for the first 6 months, like private.
Yeah.
Like we didn't tell nobody. You didn't come to Limitless Church with me. We were just very private. And you know what, babe? That was like the first relationship that I've ever been in where I felt complete protection. I felt like we built a huge root system for us. And so now I'm just so thankful that in January, we got so much news going on. We got a whole life we're building. And so thank you for coming on.
No, it's so good to be private sometimes. So, but I'm so excited in the inside. I
Oh.
feel like a 911 Porsche with all this energy,
Come
just like
on.
you on the inside. I'm like that in the inside. You like that on the outside. Yeah. So I got
I
so much
love that.
energy.
You know, when I knew that it was like you and I were, like, I'm gonna cry. You know, when I really remember one time I was at a church and I was kind of apprehensive, and it was like a mega event, and I was scared, you know, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. And I remember you were like, you my Michael Jordan, go kill it, baby. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like the way you support me.
Oh yeah.
I just want to tell the whole world, thank you for
Never,
that.
it was never imitated or duplicated.
Oh, like the way you love me, man, is so pure. Now, we got to tell the people. So, me and you, there's a local restaurant in the city, and I was eating there one night with my brother and my sister-in-law, and you were a table away.
Yeah, I kind of heard this voice. Didn't know it was real talk Kim.
You didn't even know who I was when we met.
Nah, I didn't know. I didn't
And
know.
you heard my voice, and what happened?
I think I was kind of I did a detour to go to the restroom. And so after detouring to the restroom, I was hearing your voice. I said, let me get up. I'm going this way. And I heard someone talking. And I think you was probably eating maybe some chicken wings or something like that, maybe. I said, wow, those chicken wings real good. I just had some not too long ago and stuff. And I went to the restroom.
That was your flirt.
Yeah, that was my pickup line. My pickup line is weak. Like I'm sitting,
But I'm so glad we have talked about this so many times. I am so glad that your player game is not very
Right.
player.
Right.
Because you would have been married by now.
Yeah, my pickup line is like Urkel. You know, it wasn't gonna go anywhere.
And I remember when you walked by me, baby, I was just like, it was like, this dude is, and I remember you just had on like sweats. I mean, sharp sweats because you dress so sharp. But you had on these sweats, and you had your hair pulled back in like a ponytail, and you were 6'4.5". You were
Same height Dwayne Wade. That's 6'4.5". Let's get that right now. Hold on.
And I remember looking at you, and I was like, and I remember our eyes locked. And I was thinking, man, this man is so, but neither one of us got good flirt game.
Nah, man, it was your turn
After that, and I failed. I failed. And I remember you walked back. And I saw you walk back to the table, and somebody had showed up at the restaurant. It was a guy that had showed up at the restaurant and joined us. You remember that?
Well, no, that was 3 months later. We ran into each other again.
No, but remember that night we might have met 3 months before if that guy wouldn't have come join my table. One of my friends. He was just a friend.
Right.
But we didn't talk that night because of that, and we left.
Right.
And then what happened?
Yeah, 3 months later.
3 months later.
3 months later, I was there.
We were back at the same
Back
place,
at the same place.
sitting by the fire.
Your back was turned,
Yeah.
and a friend of mine asked, "Can we turn the fireplace on?" For some reason, like he was cold, and it was like in April. But anyway, he came over. And
God
asked-
used it to connect us.
Yes, he asked to turn the fireplace on, and then
Yeah.
he came over, and then you turned around like, "Oh."
Lo, I
That's
remember
him.
when I
I'm him.
turned around.
You were like,
I can't even explain it. When I turned around, it was like I looked at this fine, brother.
yeah.
And I remember I turned around and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the guy. That's the guy from 3 months ago.
Were you saying that in your head? Or
Yes.
Because when you looked, your mouth was like,
What'd I do?
your mouth was like open, like.
Like this?
Yeah.
Because my mouth is always
I'll
open.
be like, quit staring. Now I tell you, quit staring.
No, I do it everywhere I go. I'm like, he's like, close your mouth, quit staring. I just enjoy people watching. But that night, my eyes were on you. And then remember that your friend came over and joined us, and so you came over too.
Yeah.
And you just came and plopped your tail right on beside me, like, scoot over, baby. Man, it was like we were instantly connected.
We was.
Like, you were so easy. Like, I remember you were just like, we talked about how, and even
I was feeling like this, like I was already doing an interview with you for some reason. Because it was like, okay, how long you been? Where are you from? You was like, you went right to it,
yeah,
So I feel like I already did this interview before.
that was your practice.
Yeah,
You made it. You made it. You
yeah.
made it to the finish line with me.
I showed you my baptism certificate and all that stuff. So I didn't know that you was Real Talk Kim, but I had it already on me, my credentials.
You're
I
so
had, yeah.
stupid. You're so crazy. Because that's the one question we always get. Is
Yeah.
he a Christian? Right? Is he a preacher?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a Christian. And no, he's not a preacher. And we're so excited that
No,
that you're not a
but I can
preacher.
give you a lot of advice, though.
You're phenomenal.
Even a lot of preachers I can.
Yeah, I know you can. And you do. Because you
do.
know what? You know what I found out about you is that one thing that you brought to my life is a lot of balance.
Right.
And every single person that I've ever been in relationships with, they ended up competing with me. They didn't. They couldn't understand. For some reason, in the church world, it's hard for men to listen to women pastors or. I honestly, Lo, had made up in my mind that I'd probably be single forever because this is what God had called me to. And I was convinced because of my past history that that there was never going to be a man that was going to be okay with my life, with preaching, with pastoring. Sure ain't no man going to ever say my wife is my pastor, is what I had felt in my head. And then God knew that he was going to bring a man in my life that his heart was your heart is one of the most purest, kindest. The thing that I love about you the most is that you got friends from years and years ago. You got men from the NFL that when they hear that we're in their city, I'm preaching, they'll send a car for you. Like years of just integrity, and all your friends say the same thing about you. This is the greatest man you'll ever meet. And in the last 10 months, 11 months of being with you, you are one of the greatest men I've ever met.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes, I am.
But that come with a lot of saying that you return the favor, and a lot of time people don't know how to return the favor. So those guys that was sent the car for me, I had to come get them out of some situation.
Yeah.
So now they're grown men, so we are. So a lot of time we have to learn from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're a, because all I've ever known is church, I think you've been one of the greatest examples in and out of the church for me. You're just a good man. Your mom did real well with you. You're a phenomenal brother. Yeah. You're a great dad. You are a great son.
Thank you.
And you are an incredible leader of me. And I'm thankful that God brought you into my life. So I want to ask you a question. Whenever you weren't even looking for anybody when you met me.
No. I was probably been dating a few here and there, so I was kind of like focused on more of just my business.
Yeah.
Yeah, focus on my business and
And you were so at peace.
Yes, I was.
And you weren't gonna let no woman mess that up.
No.
You were like, I'd rather be by myself than be with a crazy woman.
I guess when you have friends and when you have friends that have common goals and stuff too,
Yeah.
so that it make it easy and stuff where you're not just doing life alone.
Yeah.
So a lot of time people are depressed, but you have to have have you some good friends and find you a good church. I heard Limitless Church is the best. is a good church to definitely to be at.
Limitless.
Yes. So I think it comes.
You've been a great asset to us at
Yeah.
Limitless.
Yes.
You really have. Like, you've brought that, the one thing that I found that was so hard about, being a woman pastor was I prayed really hard for God to let me know how to be able to lead, even husbands and wives. And I knew that when God brought a man in my life, it was going to be a great stabilizer for me, and that's exactly what you've been. But you've been a great gift to even Limitless.
Yes.
And we're so grateful for that. So let me ask you a question. So that night we met, which was in March, that night we met when we reconnected after 3 months. And really, that night was, I mean, you as soon as I went home, you had sent me a video from Drew Hill called Beauty.
Beauty is her name.
Beauty
Yeah,
is her
the name.
name. And that was by the time I got home. And nobody had ever sent me no videos. And I remember the next day I got up and went to the track and ran. I listened to that song like 4 times. I was like, this dude, man, just something about him. I didn't know how it was going to work because you weren't in ministry. And I had always just been programmed that you had to have somebody in ministry. I never dreamed. When I started thinking about the women that are powerful in ministry, a lot of their husbands are not in ministry. They're just, your assignment's me.
Right.
And
I talk more like a pastor. So
you
know,
really
I
do.
I
Like
do
your
a lot of
heart
talking,
oozes
so, yeah.
love for his people, and you
Right.
give the greatest advice because you come from a great heart. But that night, whenever we were leaving, and I knew you didn't have no mojo when it comes to flirting. Because you're so fine. I remember that night I asked your friend, I was like, why is he still single? And your friend said, because he's just too good of a guy. Like, he's not a flirt. He's not a player. He spent way too much time with women that just were not for him. And I remember that night we were about to leave, and I said, Lo, put my phone number in your phone. Remember that?
Yeah, I still got it in there. You say we can be BFF, and I put it on there. You put it on there as Real Talk Kim. I say she really kind of stuck on herself. And Real Talk Kim. I'm like, what?
Well, I was giving you hints.
I actually like, what's your government name?
I was giving you hints because I was like, go find me. Go find me on Instagram because everything of my whole brand, Real Talk Kim. And so a lot of times that's what everybody calls me. Nobody calls me my government
Right.
name. They call me Real Talk Kim. And I was hoping that you would go. I was hoping that we would connect, and I knew that me and you connected that night really well, but I was afraid because I knew you were more shy or not a player.
Right.
And I remember it was like that next morning, I'm on prayer call, and I saw your name pop up.
Yeah, I had to get on and see what I was seeing.
My heart started beating because I'm crazy. I'm a lot. Like, my personality is so big. And I remember that day I was talking about my nose. And I said, talking about how big my nose was. I was like, God had to give me a big nose because it's part of my character or something. I remember after we hung up, you sent me an emoji and you said, I like your nose.
Yeah, I did. I said, I love your nose.
I love your
I
nose.
love your nose. Just being, and that was probably the first live that I ever been on. I was like, kind of like, I didn't even know that you can see me on your live. So I'm like,
And I remember, too, that you didn't know who I was because I told you that night I was just an author.
yeah, you was a motivated speaker, author. And I said, well, I heard of a lot of motivated speakers, like Les Brown, Grant Cardone, and those guys, and on and on. So I'm like, man, I don't know if she might, I never heard.
You know what's funny, too, is you said you spent at least an hour that night looking for me,
Yeah, I'm like,
going through all of my posts to see if I had a bikini picture up. He wanted to see if I was in shape.
I was like,
I said, baby, you saw me that night.
well, it's different. Everybody's got social media. They got something on or something they're trying to see. And then I dozed off, went to sleep. She got 25,000 posts here.
And none of them are me in a bikini. That was the funniest thing when I heard that because you were like, I just need to make sure you taking care of yourself because you really take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, we go to the gym and you kick my butt in the gym. Like, people think they think I'm the cougar. They think that you're younger than me, but you were 5 years older than me. But you
Just
take.
let them think. Just let them think. Don't worry about it. Let them think. Don't
Yo,
worry
he
about
always
this.
tells me, stop telling my age.
know?
I didn't say your age. I just said
don't-
you were 5 years older than me.
I'm forever young. That's my age.
We both are.
Forever young.
Yeah.
And I think we found something that we like. Like I say, you was already working out when we met, so you was running and everything. And I would say, hey, maybe I can probably show you something a little different,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
a lot
and
of
you
time-
do.
Yeah. So
That's the one thing that I've felt with you and I is you are that voice of reasoning to me. Like, man, I remember even when I have to make decisions with Lincoln or Morgan and I'll be like, you'll be like, you always bring out the why I should chill out. My staff, the church I pastor, like you always are that voice of reasoning. Have you always been like that?
No.
What made you like
But when
that?
you get at a certain age, you know how to be more calm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be able to slow down to speed up type of,
Yeah.
So I know how to slow down
Yeah.
to speed up,
Yeah.
you know.
Baby, what made you, because there's a lot of people asking this, what made you, because you've been, you're a great catch. What made you this time decide to take a risk and put your heart into the game with me?
Well, I mean, you wasn't, first, you're not the woman that's out here that's trying to date. Then after finding out that you are a preacher, so you're not going to be out here nightclub and all this other stuff. So it's different. And then when you're a person as a as a grown man, you're slowing down. So I'm not trying to do none of those things myself. So I thought it was equally yoked.
I love that.
Yeah, it's equally yoked when you knowing that you're not going to be able to, as you in your 20s and 30s, around 40s and 50s, I mean, we should be kind of slowing down
Yeah.
and trying to find the right person, because it's only 86,400 seconds in a day, and you can't keep wasting other people's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't. I think we came
Yeah.
into this. I remember you showed up to church
Yeah.
on Easter and didn't tell me about it.
Yeah, I did. I tried to sneak in.
You listen. You
Church.
snuck into that church and everybody was like, "Who is that?" And I remember they were like, "Don't you tell me that's pastor's man." I was like, "That's pastor's man." But that was like you snuck into church that Sunday, and you've just been such a great support.
Church was packed like a sardine.
Yeah, it was so bad. Limitless is definitely the place to be,
Right.
y'all, on Easter. You should
Right.
definitely be making your plans to get in the room, 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia 30215 for Easter. And every Sunday, 10, 11:30. We have good church,
Yeah,
don't we?
and your mom said you really preached.
I remember on my way
'Cause I was
home,
there.
baby, my mom goes, "I'm really proud of you." She said, "I think this is the first, no, she said, I'm really proud of you because you didn't let yourself feel intimidated because he was in the room." She said, "You preached your butt off today, Kim." And I stopped for a minute and thought, it's because he was in the room. Every time you go with me, because you travel with me, you're my security, my trainer, you do it all. But it's like when you find the right person, you literally, y'all listen to me. Me and him can tell you this. You know you're with the right person. I've done it wrong a lot of times. I've never in my life felt someone that made me so much better. Like you make me feel like I can conquer the world, and I hope I make you feel that way.
Yes.
Like peace.
Well, it doesn't matter where you're at. I mean, I should have been nervous when I was at your church because I feel like everybody was on the spotlight was on me. But no, I feel at peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel at peace no matter where we at. No matter where we at.
Because we're together.
Yeah, 'cause we together.
And that's what happens. When you're with the right person, they make you better. They make you become all that you can be. Man, the glow up that I got, baby, in 2023 was you. You made me desire to be soft. You made me desire to take care of myself, to be the best that I can be for you because you love me right. And so if we're talking to someone and we're about to go to break, but when we come back, I want us to say something to the people about, so you got to stay tuned. How do you prepare yourself for what you're praying for in a spouse? Because we ain't in the girlfriend boyfriend seasons no more.
Right.
You going somewhere. Like I decided I did not want to be a girlfriend. I wanted to be a wife. And so when we come back, we're going to close this podcast out with my man, and we're going to talk about how to get ourselves prepared for what we're praying for. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Always ready.
We'll be right back. guys, welcome back. I got this extra big smile on my face because I got the man that makes me smile with me today, which is a true honor. I honor you. I respect you. I lift you high. I'm the president of your fan club, your escape and not your duty. And so we were talking, it was so funny because, baby, during the break, we were talking about, Manson was saying, it's like playing basketball. And when you see your girl walk in, you're like, give me that ball, give me that ball. You play better when your bow chicka wow wow is in the room.
Yeah.
And so that's me. I always preach better when you're in the room.
Yeah.
And so we were just laughing about that. I thought I got to tell everybody that. If you're with somebody, listen, if you're married, this is not applying to you. If you're married, you got to fight like hell for your spouse. Like you got to fall back in love with each other. You got to protect each other. You can't be talking to your mom about your husband. You can't be talking to your family, your sister about your husband. You got to talk to each other. Communication kills assumption. And so I want us to end these last few minutes with, how did you get yourself prepared? Like now that we're in this thing, we're going to get married. How did you prepare yourself for, now that you can go back and reflect, for what we got right now?
Right.
How did you prepare yourself all those years that you didn't even know you were preparing?
Well, I am a little quiet, but I am a little cocky too. So I kind of know who I am,
I know somebody told me
am.
one time, they were like, he seems prideful. Y'all,
Yeah.
he is such a good man. He
Yeah,
is, but you can come across like that.
I probably can, because I think we need people. You need to stay bold.
Yeah.
You need to know who you are,
Yeah.
and you need to know where you're going, because you can't look back, because the future is bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we got women on here right now that are being like, man, Pastor Kim, because on any of our posts, they go viral because people love, and they've seen my story, and now they see me loved right, and they're like, I'm next. What were you looking for? Because literally on your 2023 dream board, your bucket list, you had a ring. Like I'm gonna find my wife.
Yeah.
And we both did.
Yeah.
But that woman right now that is asking, Lo, what is it that a man is looking for his wife? What were your non-negotiables?
I think after, when you negotiate, it's not negotiating at all. You have to know exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And with that person, you want that person to have all that God in that person.
Yeah.
That faith. Yeah. So it's not negotiable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't know what you have until you miss what you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what you desired in me was what?
Oh, you had the whole package. So it wasn't. I didn't need to cross off anything.
But what is like one of the most important things a man desires in a woman?
Find his peace.
Peace.
Find his peace.
You don't want a woman that's
They just want his peace.
gonna come in and just
Doesn't care.
wreck his world.
Doesn't care you the COO. He don't care you the CEO. Doesn't care how big your house is and what's your title. Because if you all alone, what does it really mean?
Yeah.
That means there's no peace.
Yeah.
My gosh. So sometimes we have to think about that, and we have to adjust ourselves and adjust our mindset. And 2023, we're about to go into 2024.
We're in 2024.
Yeah. So
Right now. Like we are literally in 2024, and there are some people that are looking at us right now thinking it's out of reach. We didn't know each other.
No. So,
But I was dressed up at that restaurant.
Right.
You were looking fine. We were
Yeah.
already getting prepared for each other, and God connected us, and that's how God does. When he sees that you're ready, he will allow you to meet your spouse in the broccoli aisle.
yes. Sometime put your guards down.
Yeah.
Quit judging each other.
Yeah.
And if you put your hands up like this, don't push. No force. No force.
I love that.
Don't push. No force.
Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
That's one thing I love about you is that I remember the first 2 weeks that we were together, one of the old behaviors of me came out,
Yeah.
protecting myself. And my brother and them were with us. And I remember my brother said that night he fell in love with you because you did not run. And I remember that next day when we were talking, because I shut down. That's what I would always do. I would just shut down and just, you were going to be like anybody else. And so I put that wall up, and I remember you told me, you said, I ain't going nowhere. You said, I'm not going nowhere, but I'm not going to be okay with this behavior. You can't treat me like you have other people. So I'm going to need you to go in whatever closet you go in to pray. And I'm going to need you to what?
Just have to adjust. You know,
Make
it's like
the
a
adjustments.
chiropractor. You have to go and get your adjustment.
That's exactly what you said. You said, I'm not going to leave you. I'm not abandoning you. And I just need you to figure out what's making you act this way. There's something in you that's driving you to push people away and act this way. And you said, I'm not going nowhere, but you got to fix that. Baby, that was like the greatest. That was at that moment, I remember for 24 hours, I just kind of went into, I said, let me deal with me for 24 hours. And I remember for 24 hours, I was like, I ain't losing this one because you were different. So I hope today that me and Lo have been hope for you. We met each other in our 50s. We both prepared for what we get to do today. We're each other's peace. I've never had anybody that's, man, I wake up happy with you. You text me in the mornings, good morning, beautiful, and it makes my heart sing. I've had other people text me in the mornings, they didn't do nothing to me. Oh, no. But you're the stabilizer, you're that voice, and I'm thankful that I'm your peace. I work hard, y'all, to be his peace. I might be Real Talk Kim out there, and he might be a CEO of a company, of his own business. But when we come into a room together, those hats of the corporate world and the entrepreneurship and the pastor, we carry lots of hats, me and you.
Right.
We take those hats off, and we become each other's escape and not each other's duty.
Whether we cooking or using a screwdriver, hammer, whatever, we wear all those hats together. So it doesn't worry about the title of what we do for our business or our company. It's all about communication.
I'm excited that I get to spend forever with you.
Forever.
Isn't that going to be fun?
Yes.
We've already done so much in a year, a little less than a year. We've just made so many great memories. And so, man, y'all listen to me. If your desire is to be married, to do life with somebody, I get to have a spend the night party for the rest of my life with him after we say I do. If that is your desire, even if you're walking around saying, I don't need no man, you know you want one. God created us, even the alpha female. Y'all, I'm an alpha female, and this man's made me soft. Every woman wants a man that can love all of her. But you got to fix those areas that keep cutting people in your life. The pain may not be your fault, but the healing is our responsibility. And so I'm believing God this year is a year of relationship. I'm believing that 2024 is your year for your husband to come into your life. I believe that this is your year, sir, for your peace, that woman of God to come in your life. I'm believing this is the year that God is going to blend some beautiful families. This is not the year that you're going to date and be a girlfriend and get handbags and get presents. But God's going to bring somebody in your life that's going to bring a presence into your world that feels like you're sitting at the feet of Jesus. We believe that, right?
We do.
Let's pray over them.
We do.
Father, I just thank you today for my sweet man. Thank you for restoration. Thank you for restitution. Thank you for redemption. Thank you that you never took your hand off my life, that you never took your hand off Lo's life. Thank you, God, that every person that is watching this today on here, it feels like they have no hope, that there's never going to be anybody that's going to love them the way Lo loves me and the way I love Lo. Let them today feel that's hope, that if they desire it, you're going to bring it. And so, Lord, we pray that you're going to do a quick work. That, God, you're going to heal hearts. We're not going to walk around bleeding on people that didn't cut us. That, God, just like you did for me and Lo in a year, God, you did all of this for us in 23, meeting at a restaurant. And you were able to bring a beautiful love story that'll last forever out of a year. That, God, you're going to do the same thing for my friends watching today. In Jesus' name, help us get ourselves ready as you present ourselves to our new and better Bow Chicka Wow Wows. That we're going to be ready in Jesus' name. Amen. I know that in February, we're working on having a link up event in February for singles. And we're even going to do some married couple stuff. We're going to do, we're going to even do like quick matchmaking, where you go around and talk to people. And we're going to have marriage, wedding games. It's going to be so much fun. So I'm excited for all that 2024.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
That we get to do together.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And if you're ever in Atlanta, come be a part of Limitless Church.
I want to thank your RTK style team for dressing me here. For this, yeah.
He always shout me out, y'all.
I want to thank your team for your styling me here.
That would be me.
Yeah. Here in this fabulous jumpsuit.
Y'all, this man right here, like, I made him this jumpsuit. Like, he carries my book to the gym and he pulls it out when we're working out. Like, baby, you're like the biggest support for me.
Yes.
Yo, I remember one Sunday, and I'm closing with this. This podcast could go forever. I remember one Sunday, I'm up there preaching, and I didn't know Lo was coming to church because, I did not want to just, I've been very protective of him. So I'm like, you ain't got to come to church every Sunday, but he's online if he ain't in that building. And I remember he comes walking out, and Manson helped him get in the building. My sons let him walk through the back door of my office, and he comes walking out with his 6'4.5" self. He made sure you say 6'4.5" with this white jumpsuit on. I thought I was gonna lose my ever-loving mind. It was the funniest thing ever. And it was like all eyes were on you in this all white jumpsuit. I won't even let him hardly wear this. I'm like, baby, this thing draws a lot of attention.
You preach a lot better when I was.
You do.
I was the white jumpsuit, probably. I don't know. You preached a lot better.
The altars were very full that Sunday. It sure was. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Make sure you're subscribing to my podcast channel. Lo's going to be with me more. You're going to see I'm just pulling him slowly and surely, but he's my forever, and he's going to be a big part of my world forever. And so you're going to come back on podcast with me?
Yeah, if not, I'll be here in the building somewhere.
We're going to give a lot of advice as we're taking this journey, just how for you to start over, blend families, merge into each other's world, even if you've never been in ministry. Next podcast, another one that when he comes back on, he's going to tell us how he loves me, how he came into my world and handles, y'all, my public eye. Like this man, literally everywhere we go, our first date, we're walking down Peachtree and somebody's yelling out the window, "Real talk, Kim." And he's like, oh my God, what have I got myself into? But he's handled it well. And so thank you so much. So y'all, we love you so much. Subscribe to this channel. Come to Limitless if you're in Atlanta. Limitless Church, 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. Make sure you're getting in my master class. Y'all, we got 5 weeks of loaded content to help you break out of all stereotypes, all curses, all limited mindsets. It's going on right now. Go to realtalkkim.com. Join my masterclass and also join my RTK Inner Circle. I love you so much, and you can get your own very own jumpsuits. I made all of these at rtkstyle.com. I also do special orders. I love you guys. realtalkkim.com. Subscribe, share this podcast, and next week we'll see you. I love you so much. You love them?
You know I do.
Peace out.